Ah, finally it works. I think the remote's died. Well, long time no see. And I'm afraid this video is basically to say that's pretty much how it's going to remain. This is the sort of hanging up my hat video. Only permanently, not only permanently, only temporarily. I ain't even had a drink yet. Yeah, unfortunately, events and things going on with life and things outside of my normal humdrum life are sort of getting in the way of everything else, and I'm having to reprioritise what I do and how I do it. And the brewing side and the sheds are going to have to take a very much back step. Coming up to this year, I've got to crack on with other things. So I'll put this in the start of the video and continue on how, when, where, what and why, because everyone won't watch the full length video. As you remember, I won a 1,000 subscriber draw for Dudes Brews, Richard, and I won a Malt Miller, or my choice of kit, which was the Malt Miller New England IPA. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to brew that, and the way the situation is, I'm not going to be able to. So I feel a bit of a, you know what, see you next Tuesday. But unfortunately, you might notice I'm in a new shed, because the I'll get round to it. But basically, I'm not going to be able to brew the kit. I don't want to see it go to waste, so I'm going to put it up for a draw. It's got a liquid yeast. He was kind enough to pay extra and put me a liquid yeast in. It's still in date, but it needs using up. I think you probably would need to make a starter for the kit. So I'm going to put it up on offer to someone in the UK that can brew it. It's an all grain kit. Put a comment in the box. I don't want to see it go to waste, so I want to send it to someone who can brew it. And well, I'm not going to say any condition, but it'd be nice if you at least send him a beer. And what I will do when I'm back up and running, I will buy the kit again and I will brew it. So please put a comment in the box. If you want a kit, I will send it to you post haste and get it done, because I'm bloody not going to do it, unfortunately. Right, now on to the many reasons why I have a fucking shitload of spanners in the works. This is another shed, as you could put, shed number 14. This is one of the reasons I've got a problem. All my brewing equipment is coming in this shed. I held out as long as I could to avoid buying a shed, but the only solution to the problem was to get another shed temporarily. It's a cheap and nasty one I bought. It's a new customer return Walton shed. If you're thinking of buying a £440 Walton shed, don't, they're shit. I paid Norfolk Hillbilly price for it, and I've had to put an extra floor on top because it's 9mm OSB. But yeah, if you want a shed review on Walton sheds or any of the budget brand sheds, I'll happily tell you all about it, but that's another video. Anyway, I've had to buy another shed. All the brewing equipment is coming here out of the two sheds. Me actual brewing shed and the shed where I normally do the videos with the workbench, the Herms build, the hot fridges and all that stuff. Apart from the two big buggers, because they won't fit in it. Everything's coming in here in storage. As some of you know, I also have a model railway layout in a shed, and CB amateur radio equipment and a lot of test equipment. They're all in a really nice shed that's all lined and boarded out. Unfortunately, that's several years old. What's happened is the floor has rotted out, unbeknown to me. It's all carpeted and everything. It's got a fixed layout in it, quite a few £1,000s worth of kit, and the floor's rotted away, the walls have collapsed, the roof's obviously torn, and there's water been coming in for quite a while. I've been using it for dry storage for all my beer pumps and other bits and pieces you don't want to get damaged in sheds. Unfortunately, it is now, so I've had to chuck everything anywhere I can get it. So that's problem one. I've lost the shed, or about to lose the shed, so everything else has got to go into another shed into storage, because it's quite a valuable bit of stuff. So the plan is all the beer equipment's coming in here, which is going to free up the other two. The big shed behind me, which you can't see, I might try and get another video in to explain what I'm going to be doing, because that's going to be Brewery 2.0. So everything's coming in here. Those two sheds are going to be emptied, and the big shed, which is a 16 by 20, is sort of divided into I guess an 80-20% split, something like that. So all of the workshop stuff and me bins with all my nuts, bolts, all my sort of handyman days when I had, you know, shelving and racking for plumbing, nuts, bolts, screws, washers, everything. All the racking and benches and all my fishing kit is in there. All my rods, all the tackle boxes, and the same with all my shooting apparel, pigeon decoys, camo nets, all that stuff. I've got to find a home for all that in the bigger of the two sheds, which has got the height for the cabinets and bits and pieces. So the idea is to utilise those two sheds for all the contents in that one behind me, the big bugger, which will free up a large space. I have in another shed a load of trailer board from a, well, the Americans call a semi-trailer, an Arctic trailer, big thick plywood. That's going to go in as a floor. I'm going to strip the walling out, insulate what part of it wasn't insulated, and turn it into a brewery. Basically put a wall up and a doorway, so there'll be a hallway entrance into the brewery, and then the other bit will be just the normal sheddy sort of stuff. But that's one problem. That's not main priority. I'm doing a rusty, moving backwards and forwards. That's the big plan for, well, probably winter of this year going into next year, I think, depending on time frame. My main priority is, some of you probably remember, I had to rip my conservatory down last year, which is also / a utility room for all the white goods, washing machine and that. Has the boiler in it. The boiler's knackered. We haven't had central heating for 3 years now, so I had to knock it down last year because the roof was completely shot. So this year is main, project rebuild, extension of the house, and get that done, get a new heating system in, and deal with all the sort of fallout from knocking the building down, reinstating a patio, pathway, trench for the oil pipe, all that sort of stuff, plus all the other normal crap you have for houses, like decorating everywhere, which hasn't been done for years. I'd like to redo the soffit fascia, UPVC guttering and everything. The roof might want doing later on. The roof on my garage is about to collapse. I'm going to have to make that last another year, because there's no way I'm going to fit it all in this year. I have even considered quitting work, simply because I've got so much on my plate. Works in the fucking way, basically. It's not just sort of household stuff. My in-laws are both in poor health at the minute. My mother-in-law's only just now come out of care after 6 months being in hospital and care. Father-in-law's had his shoulder replaced, he can't now drive. My mother-in-law's got full-blown dementia, she's in the home. So, and obviously some of you know my wife's completely disabled as well. So, as if that wasn't enough, yeah. So really I've got enough on my plate for 2 years without work getting in the way, but unfortunately, like everyone else, I still need a bit of income. I've considered sort of other options of trying to find another way of basically making an income from something else. I don't know what yet, but sort of work, home-based, mail order, something like that, God knows. And going part-time or even something like that, but and just freeing up some daytime to try and claw back 5 years worth of neglect through depression, and everything else has been building up on the plate. So this is the fight back, as it were. Another shed, fill it, move it from A to B to C to D, and poor old E's going to have to be took down. The train shed is probably, well, I mean, to repair it is going to have to be completely stripped down if it's repairable. I've got another 2 over the far side, so my plan long term is to get rid of those, do a concrete base, damp-proof membrane, bricks around, overlay inside. So you'll have 2 courses of bricks, timber framework and steel cladding, so no more bloody wooden sheds that eventually rot no matter what you do to them. So that is that's pretty much it. If you want a beer kit, please put a comment in there. I want to get it gone. I don't want to see it go to waste, even though I am disappointed and annoyed with myself for not being able to do it when he went through all that trouble to pay a little bit extra than his price range and send me liquid yeast and all that. But I'd rather go to someone else who can brew it than me keep sitting on it like I have done everything else and just don't get time to do it. And that's it, I guess. I could waffle on even more, but it would be a long video. I will try, and when I get onto the brew shed, hopefully, and then I'll try and do a few videos. And I'm still buying bits and pieces for the build. I'll still be on the Facebook thingy, but not as much. I can't watch as many YouTube videos. I'm basically like to get this done. I've been coming home, making the tea off, coming out here 40 minutes to do something, then go back in before I lose the light. So until the old time changes and the clocks change and we've got a bit more daylight and a bit better weather, because it's just about 1 degree at the minute, pissing down with rain. I done this shed last week in the rain to get it up. I just can't lose any time at the minute. So cheers and beers, enjoy life and have a good beer. See you on the next one.